Hello, guys, and welcome back to the podcast. This is Paint the Town Dead, and I am one half of your host, Caitlin.
Yep, I'm here too. I'm Andrew.
You make up the one.
I'm 1.5.
No, that's not how it works.
It's how I'm going to make it work. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
By the time the next episode comes out, I will have been fully vaccinated. I will be full 5G. I'll be back out hitting up them clubs like I used to with my entourage, the Drew crew as we called ourselves.
Is it?
This is all real. I'm gonna be just gonna be out there dancing and partying. You know how I do. That's what I'm known for.
I'm happy for you. Me as well. I've been vaccinated for a while. John got his second vaccine last week too.
Pretty exciting.
It is exciting. And so this household will be, and pretty much the only people that come into it are me, John, and you.
That's right.
Be fully vaccinated, brother.
And
congratulations. That's very exciting.
The reunification of the Drew crew.
That was, okay.
Yep.
I'm going to, okay.
That's what we're called.
If you say so.
This thing I definitely didn't just make up. Because I liked that it rhymed.
You definitely partied really hard before.
That's right. I'm known for that.
Yep.
You know Clubber Lang from the not Rambo, Rocky movies?
No.
Well,
Did you say Clubber Lane?
Lang. Clubber Lang. It's one of the characters from the Rocky movies.
No.
Anyway, they call me Clubber Andy.
No, they don't.
You better believe they do.
Oh my God.
It's what I'm known for. Well, I'm famous for this.
That's not true.
Yes, sure it is.
Okay. But
prove me wrong.
Here's what I'm excited to do with my vaccines and being immune to everything. Actually, we're only 95% immune, but that's okay. I'm excited to actually travel a little bit. I'm going to go see my grandfather not too long. And then, of course, Scotland at the end of the year, baby.
Yeah, good luck with that.
They opened up the borders.
Did they?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think
we'll see if it doesn't just get shut down again.
I am coming, come hell or high water. I am going to Scotland. I will see you there, people. I'll see Elton John there. And Edinburgh, which is not how it's spelled. It's spelled Edinburgh, but it's
Edinburgh.
It's Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, Glasgow. Those two towns.
You're Scottish.
Part of me is, I guess.
Yeah, you have a little bit of red in your beard.
Yeah, my uncle.
Your name is very Scottish.
Yes, my uncle who does genealogy stuff. He says we're mostly like French and German, so white people stuff.
Me too.
British stuff.
Proctor is a very, very British name. John, we talked about this. John Proctor
Maybe.
Came over from England. The Crucible.
Yeah. So I know a place you don't want to travel to.
Where? Brazil. Right now, at least.
Right now, for sure.
Yeah.
No, begins with a B. And it's called Blytheville, Arkansas, and that's where we're going.
Ooh, I've been
on
there.
Our journey.
I've been there. I'm good.
Yeah. Not much going on in Blytheville these days.
No.
Used to have an air base, and then that left,
really?
and that's why
We talked about this.
That's why it's a bit economically depressed and has all the empty buildings. Is because there used to be a thing there, and now the thing is not there.
Yeah, that's
like
rough.
a lot of people no longer around.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think.
Did you say Pine Bluff was the same way?
I don't know what happened in Pine Bluff.
Oh, we talked about this.
It wasn't an air base thing.
We talked about this.
My dad used to tell me that either Blytheville or Gosnell, whichever one, they're both in the same area.
Yeah.
That their high school football teams would always be like up and down because of all the army people moving in and out with their kids. So they would like come in and be like, "Hey, there's a good bunch of kids here, real good at football," and then like they move off somewhere because that's what you do in the army or Air Force, whatever.
You're there and then you're not.
And then it's like, oh no, they're terrible again.
Bye.
So we're going to be here this place called Blytheville, which is in Northeast Arkansas. For those who don't know,
it is.
Again, it used to have an air base. It used to be.
Speaking of Northeast
much more
Arkansas,
happening. Yeah.
I watched a TikTok. It was a guy
You're too old for TikTok.
I am not. Anyways, I watched a TikTok.
Not like me. I'm 22.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm so excited to get back out in them clubs.
No. Even at 22, you didn't do that. Shut up. Anyways, there was...
I haven't had an opportunity to do so. We've had a whole year of lockdown. during my year of being 22.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but this TikTok,
that's the age I am.
This guy with like a real thick accent was driving down the road and he was filming. He was like, so I'm going to the county line, and if you don't know what that means, like, he's like, in Arkansas we have what we call dry, and I know it's other places too, but we have dry counties. So if you see a random gas station out in the middle of a field, you've reached the county line. And he was like on the way to one, and I commented, I was like, you must be from NEA. And he was like, he commented back, yep. I was like, I know that.
I mean, aren't you we're in a dry county right now.
Yes, yeah.
So
yeah, we're in a dry, but it was, you could, what he was filming was barren fields.
Right.
So I mean, that's northeast Arkansas.
That's kind of, yeah. That is what it's like when you live in the Jonesboro. And
flat fields.
I remember one time being in the regular gas station within Jonesboro, which is a dry county, and this guy was like staring at the refrigerators there, and he's just like, excuse me, is this a dry county? I was like, yeah. And he's like, what the hell is that all about? It is 2014 or whatever year it was. This is ridiculous.
You're like, now it's 2021 and it's still the same way.
Yeah. He was like, where's the closest liquor? I was like, 20 minutes that way or 20 minutes the other way. It's basically like whichever way you need to go.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, so Blytheville, no idea if the county they're in is dry or not. I believe it's a Mississippi county. 10 a.m., June 20th, 2018. So this is a very recent one.
This is very un-Andrewish.
That's right.
Okay.
You know, there's only so much stuff in the past.
Is there? Because I feel like there's a lot.
There is a lot, actually. Okay. There's quite a few that I just haven't touched on yet.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't want to run through all of them. This isn't
true.
This isn't the ancient history podcast.
That's true.
This is mostly just murders.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I guess technically not. But usually there's at least an attempt.
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes. I have a case that I'm going to talk about that is not murder.
Ooh.
In fact, there's no murder that I know of in it, but it is an important piece of Arkansas history.
Interesting. So, right. 10 a.m., June 20th, 2018. We're in Blytheville, Arkansas, and there's a utility worker. He's checking the meters, as you do when you're a utility man, I guess.
Yep.
He's near an abandoned house, and there he sees in the bushes a body of a African American person. So he calls the police, and he's like, "Hey, y'all should probably bring a person out here because there's a body."
Right, yeah.
And so a lot of this information I got from an investigation discovery show called The Murder Tapes. I know. I called them hack frauds last week.
Yes.
I'm willing to take that back.
Okay.
Because not everything they do is hack fraudy. It's just a lot of it is hacky and garbage.
How was the murder tapes? How was that?
It's good.
Okay.
I think we actually looked at it for Cassie Cotta episode. Yeah. I watched 3 different shows, and I think Murder Tapes might have been one of them. I don't remember.
It was okay?
I remember one of them was good, and like the other 2, one of them was, I think one was good, one was okay, and one was horrific.
Oh no. Was it Mans with Vans?
No, it wasn't Mans with Vans, which is quite terrible.
Yes.
But Murder Tapes uses a lot of like the actual audio.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
so it's legit. It's legit.
Yeah. And they even had like body cam footage from the police and stuff.
Okay.
And their recordings and like recordings of like when they're at the police station and interrogating people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they don't really do much in the way of reenactment stuff. And what they do, it's usually it's like, okay, this is a person whose back of their head looks kind of like that guy's back of the head. And so we'll play the audio while showing the back of that guy's head. So you don't see him move his mouth and all that.
So it's not like an actual reenactment.
For the most part, no.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Like you just can't do it like whatever the one I watched was like something Dark Waters or something like that.
Yeah.
That one was really bad because they took some crazy liberties where it was just practically fiction.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so you get to hear the police call when the guy called to say that there's a body. Call? Yeah.
Cool.
And he's like,
I like hearing 911 calls.
Yeah, he's like, there's a body, and they're like, is it male or female? And he's like, I didn't get that close, so I don't actually know.
I'm not going up. Good call for him.
Like, like I feel like I would be that guy.
Yeah.
He's like straight up like, I'm not going any closer.
Yeah, you can come check it out. I don't, honestly, if you are unsure, that's not such a bad idea. Unless it's clearly a fresh body and you need to go check for a pulse and it's to see if they're alive. But it sounds like this guy could tell that this person had been deceased for a little bit.
Yeah. And also you get to see, like I mentioned, the body cam footage of the officer who was the first one there.
Yeah.
And he like talks to the guy and the guy's like, I'm not going any closer. And he's just like, okay, buddy, I get it.
Okay,
like
the
officer is even like, just chill.
Yeah, I get it.
I got it. I'm a police officer. I deal with these things. You just be cool. So the officer goes and checks, and it is in fact a deceased black female. Oh. He can tell that she's been there for a few days. There's some decomp.
Okay.
They can't tell. She's basically unrecognizable. Blunt force trauma to the head.
Oh my gosh.
No ID, and she's wearing a black and pink striped dress. And there is evidence that she had been sexually assaulted and strangled. There's like a cord around her neck.
My gosh.
And she was wrapped in a blanket.
And they just dumped her in the bushes there?
Somebody did.
Oh, that's terrible.
And this is like an abandoned house that...
Is it kind of known for some unsavory behavior there?
Yes.
Okay.
They mentioned on the show, like, this is where like drug
dealers
and squatters will hang out and stuff. So they in fact go through the house to make sure it's clear.
Was it good?
Yeah, they're like, there's garbage around here. Like somebody's been here recently. They find a wrist guard, like a orthopedic wrist brace.
Oh, how random.
Yeah, maybe that'll be important later. Who's to say?
Oh.
Also, they find on her body puzzle pieces.
I'm sorry, what?
Puzzle pieces, just like they'd just gotten stuck to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not that. It doesn't look like they're like placed there as like this isn't a movie thing. Like I'm the jigsaw killer or some garbage.
How random, though.
Huh. Yeah, just some puzzle pieces. Maybe that's important. Maybe I mentioned it for a reason.
Somebody's house, yeah.
Who's to say?
Okay, weird.
That's how you set up stories. You establish things first, and then they come back, maybe.
Look at you.
That's right. Unlike, say, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, a movie where things are never set up and things never come back, and it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's no puzzle pieces in the house, this abandoned house. There's no puzzle pieces lying around the yard either.
Gotcha.
So that's weird. Yeah, so they go through the house, they find that brace, and all that. And while they're like roping everything off or taping it off, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
There's a person there who asks if they had found Bianca.
Who's Bianca?
Exactly. Because they don't know who this woman is. So why is this guy asking about this person?
Oh, does he know more than we know?
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
So they track this guy down because he leaves.
Oh.
His name is Jasper Perry. He leaves the scene.
Uh-huh.
They figure out who he is. They go to his address. Try to see what his deal is. Get a statement from him. Like, why would you say the thing you said and all that?
Yeah.
And the cop is talking to him. Basically asks about this Bianca person he mentioned.
Yeah.
And he says that Bianca is a friend of his. Her name is Bianca Rayner.
Okay.
And last time he saw her, she said she was going to a shop somewhere. And she was wearing a black and pink striped dress.
Oh, no.
So that's the same dress that the woman they found was. So they also like look at her tattoos because now they have a lead on who she is. They're like, okay, she's got these tattoos. We can talk to her family.
Right.
And they're able to confirm that it is Bianca Rayner who was found.
So that guy just freaking knew?
Yeah, seems weird, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And so Bianca, she was a mother of two, only 29 years old at the time.
She's so young.
I know. I'm almost that old. I'm getting there. I'm 22.
Definitely not a few years over.
I'm 20. I just turned 22.
Okay.
That's why I want to get back in the club. So they bring Jasper in because it's kind of suspicious that he would mention that.
Yeah.
And also just the general thing of you're the last person we know of that saw this person alive.
Right.
You're gonna have to talk to
in
you.
his defense, like if I had a friend, Blytheville's not a huge town. It's not very big.
No, not particularly.
So if I had a friend that had been missing and I can clearly see, like if he knows she is an African-American female and I can clearly see this is an African-American female that they're pulling out, and like maybe she's known to have frequented that area or, had friends in that area, and I mean, in his defense, you kind of put 2 and 2 together. I mean, is that Bianca? Because I haven't heard from her in, a few days, and she's missing.
Yeah, there's always potential for that.
Yeah, in his defense. So.
Yeah, I don't know if he could have told that it was a black female over there, because
I didn't know if he was like watching them, like
he was away. There, but I don't know like exactly when and
gotcha.
Like how quickly they would have like say put her in like a body bag and taken her away, so you wouldn't have seen anything and all that.
Or if he heard them talking and saying it's an unidentified black female, so he's like, "Oh, did you find Bianca then?"
Yeah, that's always possible.
I don't know, just playing devil's advocate. Advocate.
Yeah, you don't play that role. You live that role. Gotcha. So they bring in Jasper just to talk to him, as you do.
Yep.
You just gotta talk to people. Be like, hey,
why'd you say that?
Deal?
Yeah.
So he says that Bianca had stayed at his home for a bit. Like
she lived there, or
like I guess so, at least for a bit.
Okay.
They ask if they were involved.
Yeah.
A special way.
Yeah.
He says they were just friends.
Okay.
But police don't really believe him.
Yeah.
They're very suspicious anyway.
Okay.
It seems like police never believe anybody about anything ever. Or at least that's how they project it, because maybe you'll catch somebody.
I kind of get it though. I mean, I get it. I mean, because people lie all the time when they're like, "Did you murder this person?" They're like, "No way."
Well, sure. You're right. 99% of the time, people are going to be like, if they did a murder, they won't say they did it.
Yeah, so they're used to people lying, so they don't trust people. I get it.
Plus, the police are allowed to lie to people about stuff, so that they can trick them.
Yeah, that's tricky.
But yeah, like you get to hear the audio recording. He's like, "Jasper, we know you did it. We know you done did it, didn't you?"
Yeah, he's like, "You don't know Jack."
He's like, "No, what?" Anyway,
okay.
He takes a polygraph. It's inadmissible in court. Don't worry.
Okay.
We know that.
Yes.
They even mention it on the show. But you and I already know that.
We know that.
But they still do it just as kind of like a thing
they do
to
that.
do.
Yeah. It's a tool. It's not even a good tool.
Not really, no.
It's a tool. And that's all I can say of it.
But yeah, it's a tool.
It's a
like
tool.
when you call a person a tool, it's a tool like that.
Yeah, it can be.
Man, polygraphs are straight tools, man.
Yeah.
Why you gotta be such a tool?
Anyway.
So he fails the crap out of that polygraph.
Oh, really?
So now they're kind of like, Jasper, what you up to?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Was it an accident? That's how that's what they always say on these things too.
That's a leading question. I
know. They're like, we know you probably killed her and blah, 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 blah. And he's just like, no, I didn't. Like, stop it. But, they grill him pretty hard on this stuff. He never admits to anything.
Okay.
So, there's no physical evidence really that they have to pin it on him.
And he's only their suspect. Well, never mind. Okay, never mind. Continue.
Yeah. So, continuing the investigation, they find that there was a phone call placed the night before Bianca is found. And basically, somebody called to tell the police that the door to that house was seemingly kicked open. And so they were like, hey, can y'all have somebody come and check this out and see what's up?
Of course. Wink.
Yeah. And I guess, I don't know if anybody went or if they just kind of were like, it's an abandoned house. Nobody cares. I don't know what the deal was there.
Yeah. So nobody checked it out.
Or at least, they didn't find Bianca.
Which you think they would.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They figure out that the person who called is a man named Ricky Bassett. Ricky Bassett is a registered sex offender.
Ooh, that's not a good thing.
Yay. He had previously lived at the house right across the street from where Bianca was found.
Okay, that's more suspicious than did you find Bianca?
Yes. And he didn't live there anymore, but he had previously lived there. Uh-huh. And they also find that wrist brace was his.
How'd they find that out? DNA? Touch DNA?
He was looking for it.
No way!
He'd been looking for that wrist brace for a while.
He was like, man, I lost my wrist brace. And they say, is this your wrist brace? Like a magic trick or something?
Yeah, it's like...
Is this your wrist brace? Pull it out from the table.
God, how'd you do that?
How did you do that? Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little suspicious.
Yeah.
And a half.
Yeah. That's way more suspicious than is that Bianca.
Yes. I think so.
Anyway.
So then they have him take a polygraph.
How'd he do?
He did bad also.
I wonder why.
Polygraphs are tools.
Yeah, again, tools.
Straight up tools. No, it doesn't seem like they're very usable. Which, I mean, maybe
they're just not very scientific.
No.
They're not reliably scientific because people are nervous when they take it.
They may as well be freaking e-meters.
What is that?
That's the thing Scientologists use for their auditing. Yeah. So police officer goes to that old house that Bassett lived at, the one across the street.
Is it abandoned as well?
No, there's a new guy living there.
Okay.
He's going to see the new tenant, see if he saw anything, see what's up. And the tenant says that
Wait.
What?
I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah?
But are there puzzle pieces in that house?
You're trying to spoil something.
Okay.
Are you spoiling it? Let's find out.
I just have to think ahead. I'm sorry.
So the tenant there, he says that Ricky Bassett had come by.
Oh, really?
Looking for his wrist brace.
Oh.
He was like looking through the garbage for it and stuff. He wanted that dang wrist brace.
Because it was left behind. It was evidence.
This guy he seems kind of shifty though to the officer.
Okay.
And the officer, he's like looking to the side all the time and all that, which, I mean, people act like, oh, if people do this, that you can tell they're lying.
Right.
It's like, it's not really
some
totally
people are
true.
Just weird. Yeah.
Yeah, some people are just weird. You're right.
Yeah.
I just feel like also, I remember one time somebody was like, did you do this? And I said, no. And they're like, that's exactly what you would say if you did it. And it's like,
but I did.
Well, what if I didn't do it? Would I confess to it? Like, what are you asking me? This is ridiculous.
What do you want?
So, yeah, people acting shifty isn't always great. It's not like I think people think when people lie, they think it's like on sitcoms. Because on sitcoms, people lie, and it's always the most obvious thing possible.
Like, no.
Yeah, they're like, did you do the thing? They're like, oh, the thing? No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No.
It's like, people don't act like that.
No.
Generally. I mean, some people are kind of like sitcom characters in real life. It happens. Yeah. So the officer asked this guy's name. He's like, who are you?
Wait,
who are you?
Wait.
And the guy's like, my name is...
I'm going to save my guess till you say it. But I have
what his name is?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just let the story play out,
I'm
Caitlin.
sorry. Okay.
So he gives the name of Dalton Torres is his name.
Okay.
And the officer's like, well, can I see your ID? I don't have any ID, he says to this officer, this Dalton Torres fella. He says that his wallet was stolen from him when he fell asleep on a train.
On a train?
On a train.
Like a... What was he doing on a train?
Traveling, I guess. I don't know.
Huh. Okay.
So the officer asks it for his birthday. So, you just be like, blah, 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 blah.
You can look him up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he claims his birth year is in 1995. And the officer's like, this guy looks like he's 60. It's 2018 when this is happening. He was not born in 1995.
So you're like, let's try that again.
Yeah, so he's like, this is obvious you're lying. So he gets Torres to let him into the house. Oh, no. And the house is just a disaster. It's a big mess and all that. Yeah. And when they get in, they notice puzzle pieces on the floor.
I'm so right. I got it right.
There's puzzle pieces just all over the floor. And a lot of them seem to be stained with something dark and red.
It's lipstick.
Yeah. So the officer, he cuffs Torres. He's like,
yeah, no.
We're gonna put you in some handcuffs. We're gonna check into your pockets here. Oh, what's this? A wallet? Thought you didn't have one. Oh, and an ID? Thought you didn't have that either.
I'm gonna guess I have the thought. Who is he?
What's really funny is the guy's like, oh, it's not me on the driver's license. It's
it clearly is.
It obviously is. Yeah. His name is Harold Bennett.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, in your face.
I thought he was a relative.
You don't know nothing.
I don't, except the puzzle pieces.
Yeah. Harold Bennett. He's a registered sex offender.
Oh, they're buddies.
Yeah, they may as well be.
Okay.
He says he lied about his name because he has 8 warrants out for his arrest.
Holy crap. What for? Court stuff?
Probably. I think he's violating parole.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is level 4 sex offender who was wanted for violating parole.
Is level 4 the worst?
I don't know what the levels mean.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll look it up.
I don't know if it's level. I don't know if it's rankings where what number 1 is the best, or if it's other stuff. I don't know. He had been previously convicted of sex crimes in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Hey, we've been there.
Yeah, and he failed to report himself as an offender when he moved. That's illegal too.
Bad call.
He does claim that he's an innocent man, though, which is what you do. That's what people tend to do. Yep.
Yeah.
And then you have like the officer, the detectives. They're like,
okay,
they're kind of prodding at him. Yeah,
I have the levels. It's like level 1, least risk of repeat offense and overall danger to the public. So he is
pretty high up.
He's pretty high up.
How many levels are there? Do you know?
Let me click the link and see. I just Googled it. Keep talking. I'll come back to it. So
they're talking to this Bennett fellow, and they're kind of prodding at him. They're like, they're like, oh well, maybe you didn't mean to do it, or maybe you just had a relationship with her of some sort, but you didn't do the crime. But
right.
You lied to us about that and blah and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And eventually he admits that he had sex with Bianca.
But it's consensual, of course.
He says that he paid her $50.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. By the way, this only says it goes up to level 3.
Oh, weird.
So I don't know.
So maybe the newspaper lied to me.
Could be. But level 3 is the risk of repeat offense is high. The degree of danger posed to the public is such that a substantial public safety interest is served by active dissemination.
Interesting.
But I'll look again. Keep going.
That's weird. So he's willing to admit to supposedly having sex with her, but not the murder. This is all. It's always in steps on these. It feels like. And eventually, as they keep prodding at him, they keep poking at him, he eventually confesses to having killed Bianca Rayner.
Wow. He confesses to it?
Yes.
Wow.
So basically he says that he had erectile dysfunction issues.
And she laughed at him?
And he wanted his money back.
But it don't work like that, honey. That's your fault.
And he claims that she grabbed a knife and threatened to stab him if he tried to take the money back. And he got really mad and grabbed a metal bar and hit her with it.
Oh my gosh. She said she had a knife and she was like, I'm not giving you your money back. I'm leaving.
That's what he claims anyway.
Good for her. Good for her.
Yeah. So.
But also, that's really terrible.
Yes. So they bring him back out to the scene of the crime because they convince him to walk them through what happened.
Right.
Essentially.
So he lived across the street and he killed her there and just like went across the street and put her body in the bushes.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, pretty much. And he tries to portray himself as like he's the victim there. It's self-defense. You know how people do all the time.
Shut up. You're level
Everything
4.
is self-defense.
Oh, in Arkansas, there is level 4.
Yeah, in your face.
Level 4 is a sexually violent predator. So
awesome.
Seems about right.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So they go out there and he walks them through the whole thing and kind of shows them where everything is supposed to be and all that.
Yeah.
Tells the story that she pulled the knife on him when he tried to get his money back, and then he got pissed off and hit her with the bar.
Oh my gosh.
And, he had some extra detail to it though, because he says that he actually beat her unconscious multiple times.
Multiple times.
So he would have been self-defending. He knocked her out, and then when she came to, knocked her out again, and did it several times until she died.
That's funny that we're talking about this. I just listened to a podcast episode. It's called Anatomy of Murder. It's a really great podcast, very well done. And the two hosts of it, one was like a chief of police or something of the sort, and one was a district attorney in New York. So both are very well versed in the justice system and homicide. And anyways, they were talking about the level of self-defense. It's only self-defense until the risk of the threat has been stopped, whether you have brought them to the ground, whether you're able to detain them and flee, like whatever. But you can't just go pow, 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 pow. You can go pow, pow, pow. And if they're on the ground and you can run, then that is appropriate self-defense. But when you empty a gun into them and stand over their body, that's not exactly self-defense.
You can't like shoot them in the back.
And that's what somebody had done, and multiple times. And they're like, it was self-defense. They're like, no, you shot them in the back. If you can shoot them in the back, you can run.
Right. It's not an effective defense.
Right. Anyway, yeah. So it's just kind of funny that we're talking about this. And
yeah, and honestly, it seems like they're like probably like most of them when they confess, a lot of times they'll be like, it was self-defense somehow. Or it'll be something weird like the Dr. Becky episode where he's like, she tripped and fell and broke her neck.
Yes, that was...
I don't know about that, dude.
No, that was wacky. No.
Seems unlikely.
See, liars. They lie to the police all the time. So the police are like, I don't believe you. Oh. Rightfully so.
Yeah. Well, we already had 2 different people who apparently didn't do it, who failed the polygraph. So I don't know what to do with that information. But so yeah, he says like every time she would reawaken, like he was trying to get her to calm down, and she wouldn't, because you know somebody's been beating her to death. You know. God. So when she dies, he places her body into a trash can and drags it across the street, and that's how he lays her out.
Oh, okay.
Puts her in those bushes there. So he spends all his time, speaking of self-defense, because there's an extra layer here, because he did not mention the fact that he also shot her 3 times in the head.
What? And she was still alive?
No, that's what definitely killed her.
Oh, okay.
She was definitely dead by then. So not much self-defending there at that point. If you're knocking her out and she's just there, and then when she regains consciousness, you beat her up again, and then eventually shoot her.
Wow.
That's not really self-defense anymore.
Oh, what a terrible way to die. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. So they tell him, like, we know you shot her. She was clearly shot. We have people who look at this stuff and figure these things out.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, if you go in the kitchen under the floor, there's a stolen .32 revolver I have that I didn't tell you about.
Oh.
Yeah. And they do the due diligence. They figure out like these bullets came from this gun and all that. You know, something he never mentioned in his heroic retelling of self-defense.
Oh, I shot her 3 times.
Yeah.
What do you think? They just weren't going to notice?
I guess. I don't know. It seems like
he didn't seem like a bright character anyways.
No, probably not.
If he's telling all these lies and
Yeah, so July 10th, 2018, he is charged with first-degree murder, possession of a firearm by certain persons. That's the terminology he uses.
So he probably can't. I guess you would think it'd be a felony thing being a level 4 sex offender.
Yeah, he's violating parole and all that.
Yeah, so he's toast.
And obstruction of governmental operations is another thing he's charged with.
Whatever that is.
He is sentenced to life imprisonment plus 15 years enhancement for using a firearm in the commission of the murder. Uh-huh. So I don't know
what those terms mean.
Yeah, he used a firearm that I don't think he was legally allowed to have.
Gotcha.
And I mean, he has life in prison plus 15, which again, I've always wanted it to mean like you just put their skeleton in a corner in the prison for 15 years.
Let it rot for a little while
and
longer.
Then you sweep it out when it's done. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
So no parole either?
No.
Good. No. Again, harsher punishment for parole violators and violent offenders.
Yeah.
Can't get more harsh than life.
And I believe his last known address before he was living at this other house, this house that apparently just attracts sex offenders.
Yeah.
He had been living in Walnut Ridge.
I've been there.
And so he moved, and I guess he didn't tell anybody, and that's also a violation.
Can't do that.
All that stuff. So yeah. That is the story.
Well, I'm glad they were able to find them so quickly and bring them to justice.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
Which is good. Thank you for being a sloppy criminal.
Yeah. A lot of criminals tend to not be very smart, so there is that.
Very true.
Like, just sweep up those puzzle pieces, dude.
Clean the dang house.
Yeah, the puzzle pieces wouldn't take that long to move around.
So you know it was a Grosso place. They're just puzzle pieces on the ground.
Yeah, it looked like it was.
Did you see pictures of it?
I think they showed video of it.
Oh, really?
They definitely show video of the abandoned house across the street.
Pretty sketchy
But
looking.
this is like, this is like a sketchy neighborhood as it is.
Gotcha.
So, that's season 2, episode 2 of the Murder Tapes is where that, if you want to find that, if you want to watch the thing, it's season 2, episode 2, the Murder Tapes. Go to their website, see if it's available for free. That's how I watched it.
Local listings. Also, if you have YouTube TV, I didn't know this. You knew this. I didn't know this. My friend Melissa told this to me. If you scroll over on the live TV to like the channel name, like if you click ID, then they have like a on-demand section. So they have like an on-demand section of like videos of like movies and TV shows you can watch just right then. So I didn't know that, and that's pretty cool because I've used it a lot lately.
Yeah, most any cable box even will have some form of on-demand stuff like that. So you can just go into like the menu and search, and it might be there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, technology, it's pretty wild.
It is.
Yeah, I just signed in through my my satellite provider on my laptop and watched it like that.
Okay, cool.
So
all right. Thank you for that story, Andrew.
It was
not your pleasure, but
no.
I just want to before
we talk about nice things or whatever.
Yeah, well, this isn't so bad. Occasionally we have people message us on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and just kind of be like, "Hey, this story meant something. Hey, I knew this person, whatever." Somebody named Ashley. She said, "I'm not sure where you're located, but I'm also in Arkansas, and I love that you are based in Arkansas. I love digging into true crime." And she said, "Maybe we can be friends." So I'm glad, Ashley, that you messaged us. Thanks for that. And thanks for listening to us. We love getting messages from you guys. And I don't know if I mentioned this. So back when we covered Mark Despain, someone named Ashley messaged us. Said that she was close friends with Mark and his wife, and that it was just really, really sad that that he died the way he did. It was really terrible, and it was a great loss to her. Also, I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but Michelle, you know how on our episode that was his wife, Mark Despain's wife, Michelle. Oh, okay. Remember how? And just to recap, if you haven't listened to that. It was a murder for hire plot type thing. But Michelle, remember how I was like, well, when I looked on her, you can go online and look at criminals in the system and like in the prison system and see what their status is, if they've been paroled, if they have any parole hearings coming up, everything. It's all there. It's all public information. Well, when I looked at her, it said that she was released, and it was not long after his murder. And I was like, there's no way. And I remember I said online, I was like, it said it was released, but I don't think that's right. Because, she murdered her husband. Guess what?
She's released?
She's out. And she has a new name. And she has more kids. And she's married again. So, good for her.
How'd she get out? Like parole, I guess?
I guess so. I don't really know. But it's kind of messed up. Anywho.
You had another one you wanted to talk about, didn't you?
Did I?
An update on a thing?
Oh my gosh, I did. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Guys, if you didn't see our post on Facebook this week, there has been, it's not really a new update per se on this case, but it's a nice that it's being reawakened in the media. So, talking about the Morgan Nick abduction that happened in 1995 in Alma. And that was one of our earlier episodes. In that case, hits hard. That is a really, really tragic case, really sad case. It's not been solved yet. There's a Morgan Nick Foundation. You can support that. You can go check out their website. But a new photo has been released to the media by the police. And we always knew the description of a possible vehicle that was involved, and it was a red truck with a white camper top. And we talked about that on the show when we did our episode of that. And the police have released a picture of it. And you can look at, I reposted, was it KTHV KTV, something 11. I don't know. One of the news medias in Little Rock ran a story last Monday about it. KRK, sorry.
You guessed every single one except
KRK. Yes.
They're the NBC affiliate.
Oh, okay, cool. So you can check that out on our page. I reposted their segment that they did on it. So if you have any information, if you were in Alma or that area in the 1995 time frame, which, we might not remember much, but you might, contact the police there. Again, check out our page and you can see the whole update and the whole story about that. So that's really exciting stuff.
Yes, it is. Hopefully we'll someday get answers.
No, it's just like, it's right there, it's right there. And that's one that if I could pick one to be solved, it would be that one, because that one is just so heartbreaking, because it was just right there in front of everybody and it's just unsolved. That one's so sad and so difficult. But anyway,
yeah. Trying to think what's been going on in the world.
I'm gonna go sad again for a second.
Oh,
you know what I'm gonna say?
I do. I
lost my I might tear up a little bit. I lost my cat friend, my kitty friend Jaxson this week. And Jackson's been with me for 14 years. Since I was 17, he's been with me. And he has been really sick since, it's been about a year. We've been trying to get him better, and he just wasn't getting any better. And so I had to put my kitty friend to rest this week. And that has really been hard this week, because I kind of expected it. I'm going to cry. I kind of expected it a little bit earlier on in the week. I kind of had thoughts about it, and I kind of knew, he was kind of telling me like, I'm sick and I'm not getting better. And I didn't want to face it. And then we went to the vet on Thursday and he was like, he's in pain. And it was really hard. So raise a glass to Jaxson. He started out, he started out life as a grumpy little.
He is a butthole.
He was a butthole, but he wasn't a butthole anymore.
He became a nicer cat, so he gets to go to kitty heaven.
Yeah, he was he always curled up by my head and just purred. He just, like John said, he loved me so much, and he did. And, I thought, well, he's still purring, and maybe that, maybe it's not his time because he's still purring. And the vet was like, kitties will purr to the very end just because they love you and they're glad you're there with them. And I was like, great, thanks for that. And it was very, very hard, but he's not in pain anymore. So just love your pets hard, because they're not just pets. Jackson's been in my life for everything for the past 14 years, literally everything. So he was a part of me, and it's hard to make the decision. He said, the vet said, like, he won't be suffering anymore. You have to take that for him. And that it's a really hard choice. It's a very hard choice. And I don't pity anybody that has to make it. I do pity, like, I pity people that have to make that choice. It's not easy. So pet your animals and give them smooches tonight if they'll allow it.
And maybe, I don't know. He was a pretty good cat.
Yeah.
At the end there. For
the past few years, he settled in to himself, and he felt better about himself.
He used to be a real prick.
He did.
He was a jerk.
He was a
did
butthead.
not care for him.
He was a butthead.
Yeah.
But he definitely got better as the years went on.
He did steal my tuna one time.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I had one of those like tuna snack
Were
things.
you like house sitting or something?
Yeah, I was house sitting. I had one of those like tuna snacks where it comes with the crackers and tuna and relish, mayo. You just make a little tuna salad thing.
Yeah.
And I made it up, and then I left it on the counter, went to the bathroom, came back, and he's on the counter having the time of his life eating up my tuna.
That cat loves tuna. He really does. And that whenever we switched him to canned food because he couldn't eat hard food anymore, was he
pretty hyped?
Well, he liked it, but he didn't like the grilled chicken and the mixed meat one. Like, he was like, it needs to be tuna or some kind of fish, and those ones smelled terrible. But he liked we called it Sea Captain's Taint because it was like Sea Captain's Choice or something, but it smelled so bad. So anyway, not to depress everybody, but just you don't know. When I went to sleep Wednesday, I didn't expect Thursday to be his last day. And so love your animals a lot.
Yeah. And, go catch those cats you've been trying to capture or whatever.
I am actually going to take them to get new. There's a catch and release program, and you take them and it's cheap, and you take them and they'll fix them, and then they'll notch their ear so you can tell that they're fixed and they won't be captured and fixed again, and you just let them go. And they're happy eating the food on the porch, and if I can make them they'll give them vaccines too while they're asleep in the surgery. So kind of cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Yeah. So they can live. If they're happier not being around me, that's okay. I understand. I'm still going to feed them, and I just want them to be safe.
That's probably Jackson's issue for the first while there. He's like, I did not ask for this.
He's like,
I was having a wonderful time on the side of the freeway.
Yeah, captured him there on the busy I-40 on-ramp there, and he was not happy. He was a sad kitty, but I had him since he was a little kitten. And I was thinking about it. I got him in like July of 2007, and so he was about 3 months old when I got him. So his birthday was right around this time. And so that was really hard. I was thinking about that, but anyways, raise a glass to my kitty Jaxson.
Yeah. So you got anything else to depress us with? Or?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, let me tell you about some serious stuff.
Is it wrestling?
Pro wrestling.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to say about it.
Okay.
Monday Night Raw was like the worst show ever. There was a part, it was embarrassingly bad, but even for wrestling.
Oh, that must be pretty bad.
There was just like a part where they were doing a tag team match. It was the women's tag team champions against these other chicks, and the other chicks just left and got counted out on purpose because one of the champions like slipped and fell, and they're like, that's good enough for us, and we're going to leave. And they were even saying like the announcers were like, that's better than getting a win or something. I'm like, no, it is not. They're fighting the champions. If they beat the champions, then they're entitled to a championship opportunity. But they're just going to leave and be like, they were literally saying, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And it's like, it's not worth it. Me watching this garbage show.
Get out of here.
I don't usually watch Raw because it's 3 hours long.
Ugh.
I know. And it's terrible. I was like, I'm hopped up on WrestleMania weekend, and the Raw after WrestleMania is usually a big deal. It's like a lot of debuts and changes happen.
Okay.
I'm good. I don't need to watch Raw for another few months.
Feel good on that one? You got your fill up?
Yeah, like what I do. Raw is like KFC. So KFC, I will go to a KFC and I'll go, wow, this is gross. I'm not eating here ever again. And then like a year or two later, I'll go, I'm going to try KFC again. Oh, it's terrible. Never again.
I don't mind KFC.
So I have a similar relationship with Monday Night Raw. I watch it and I go, this is terrible. Never again. Like 6 months later, I'll go, let's see what they're doing.
Right. Yeah.
Still terrible. All right.
Got my fill.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to watch Raw or SmackDown anymore.
Okay.
Which I wasn't already.
Okay.
It'll just be NXT and AEW Dynamite for me.
Whatever you want.
Those are important things.
Yeah. Glad you followed up my dead cat story with that.
What else? I don't have any dead cats to talk about.
You don't.
Not anymore because they died.
They did.
Two of them.
They were really sweet.
Days
kitties.
apart.
Yeah, that was really sad.
There's a couple cats that I've seen run around our backyard, so maybe I'll capture one of them.
Can you get one? Make sure your dogs don't get it.
That's why I noticed them. One of the dogs was trying to get him.
Oh no!
But he has to stay on a tie out.
Oh.
But yeah, I was like, why doesn't he come inside? And I go out there and I see him at the edge of the tie out, like almost choking himself, like I'm gonna go get the cat. I was like, oh, there's a kitty cat, and then it's like, oh, there's another cat over there.
The cat's like, you can't get me.
Yeah,
just standing there right out of his reach.
Yeah.
So. I watched a really, really, really terrible movie.
What did you watch?
I watched a movie called Crimson Peak.
I don't know what that is.
I had high hopes for it. It was a Guillermo del Toro movie. He makes weird stuff, but some of it's good. And it had some good actors. It had Tom Hiddleston. It had Jessica Chastain. And I love both of those actors. And then the chick who plays Alice in the live action Alice in Wonderland movies, the one with Johnny Depp, it's really weird.
The ones that nobody likes.
Yeah, I don't care for him. But she plays Alice in it. And she's a mediocre actor. But Jessica Chastain, love her. Tom Hiddleston, love him. I had high hopes. Do not watch this movie. It was terrible. I will save you the time. Like, literally, I paused it and I was like, how much time is left? Because I was already sunk into it. I was like, well, I have to finish it now. And John was sitting on the couch. He started laughing. So he was like, I was wondering if you were. And I was like, God, I have to finish this.
What is it?
It is kind of like a kind of horror. It's classified as horror romance online when I looked it up. That's a strong categorization. I would, I don't know.
Like, what's the premise?
So there's this girl, Alice from Alice in Wonderland. I don't remember her name. I think it's Mia something. We looked it up. Mia, and she has a really hard last name. Yeah,
it looked like it was some sort of Eastern European name.
Yes. So her and Tom Hiddleston fall in love. They move back to his house. Has an old rich person house, but of course they're maybe low on funds, and he marries her because of her money, or does he? And there's a whole mystery behind the house and what he does. It's a weird. Tom Hiddleston, you're better than that. Jessica Chastain, you're way better than that. It was, I don't know.
Everybody does bad movies.
There were so many plot line holes, and I'm usually like, I like a lot of movies that people are like, that was so bad. Like, I like all the X-Men movies, even the bad ones.
Yeah, I think maybe you just are like, it has superheroes, I'm on board, I don't care.
Yeah.
Is that your problem?
I like X-Men, and so...
What's a superhero movie you don't like? Because you liked Wonder Woman 84, and it seems like nobody else likes it.
I thought it was fine. I mean, I don't know if I'd watch it, on repeat or anything, but it was fine. Superhero movie I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it.
Exactly. And if somebody was like, let's watch this, you go, I'm going to go...
Probably Green Lantern.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good call.
That one, I didn't stay entertained with that one.
No,
and I really like Ryan Reynolds. I like Ryan Reynolds a lot.
I like Green Lantern as a character and not in that movie.
Yeah, he needs a reboot. Also, I watched Venom for the first time.
Yeah, how is that? It didn't look very good to me.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I expected at all. It was kind of like quippy and funny, and I didn't expect that because Venom's so creepy looking. But there's a Venom 2, and I want to see it.
Yeah, that first one did really well financially anyway.
I really liked it, and except Tom
Bane. What's his? I don't know.
Bane? Is that Bane?
Tom Hardy.
Yes, Tom Hardy. Yes, he's British, and he's trying to do an American accent, and it's very bad. It's a very bad American. But other than that, I really liked it. It was I thought it was great.
Is it as bad as what's his face? Keanu Reeves' British accent he does in that Dracula movie?
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's hilariously bad.
It's like when people try to do Southern accents that aren't Southern, they really overdo it. It's like
they do, but here's the thing also. There have been times where like I can listen to a person with my own ears who is from the South.
Yeah.
And it'll never register that they're Southern to me.
Uh-huh.
But if I see them on TV or recorded or something, it's suddenly like it's almost amplified, like whatever southernness there is to them.
Maybe because they're relaxed.
I don't know what it is. It's really strange.
It is. I thought Tom Hanks was from the South because he does a very good Southern thing. Not talking about
Forrest Gump.
No, not talking about just Forrest Gump. But he does a good Southern, kind of drawl and kind of accent. And he's not. He's from I think California.
Maybe it's kind of like how. I think people do Southern accents the way we will obnoxiously do British accents, where we're just doing Cockney.
Hello, governor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not
where
British.
It's like, that's...
No, but very small...
Most British people do not sound like that.
Yes. Agreed.
Oh, man. I don't know.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
There you go.
That's from My Fair Lady.
Yeah. And then they parody it in The Family Guy.
They do. The life of the wife was ended by the knife. That one.
Yeah.
I got you.
What were you talking about before we started talking about accents? Oh, I was going to mention Hugh Laurie. Because he's a British guy who did a very good American accent on House. Yes. To the point. Fun fact, the guy, the director or showrunner, did not know he was British.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And in fact... he had said that he did not want a British actor.
Oh, really?
And he still ended up getting Hugh Laurie, who he did not know was British.
He does a good one. I'm trying to think of other people that do good accents. I did a good Irish accent when I played Kate Mullins in Titanic the musical. It's not like the movie at all. Not even close.
Let's hear it.
No.
Let's hear your Irish.
I'm on the spot now. I don't know what to say.
But you did it as an actor.
Yeah, I did in a musical.
An actress, actually. But so that's even more of the spot.
But I had rehearsals.
Very well. It's fine.
Give me a line to say. Give me a line to say and I'll attempt it.
I'm the man.
That's not a good one.
I'm the man and my name is Becky Lynch.
What? Who is that?
She's an Irish wrestler.
Oh my gosh. I think you told me about her.
Yeah.
I can say it must be fate then.
That sounded all right. Yeah.
That's one of my lines from the show.
I know that
fate, then.
When you have things that are like the word through, you leave out the H part.
They say listen, let me tell you a story of when I went to Ireland.
I'm here for it.
First off, it was amazing. It was beautiful and it was everything I hoped it would be and more. I loved Ireland so much. But there was, I bought a bunch of postcards to write to, like my niece and my nephew and my friends' kids. And anyway, I was like, had wrote a bunch and I was like, I need to send these. I need to find a post office and send these, And so we're driving down the road and it's like in the back country somewhere. We're on the way to a different destination and it's like back roads, like sheep pens, rock walls, just fields and beautiful greenery Irish countryside with not really a whole lot of houses or anything nearby. So then we come over a hill and we see this little this house, this gas station. It had like one pump, and I was like, and then it had like a P, I had to look up what the post office symbol looked like, because like RP, what our blue P looks like for post office.
Right, they would have a different thing because they are not the United States Postal Service.
So I was like, well, let me see what theirs looks like, and it's similar. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, a post office. They take post there. They take post there. I was like, pull over, and so we pull over there, and there's a house next to this gas station, which was actually a gas station restaurant pub, and little convenience store too. And so I was like, I went up to the counter, and this is the back countryside. This guy had a very thick Irish accent, but I was like, hi, I'd like to send these letters. I didn't know what to do. I was like I'd never sent a letter before in my life. And I was like, what do I do? Like, he's like, well, you need some postage on it. And I was like, okay, well, it's going to, I was like, well, I'm going to America. Does it need extra? He's like, you just need 2 stamps. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm really stupid American. And so I finally got him on there. He's like, thanks, love. And I was like, you're welcome. and so then I step out and, kind of, I think I get like some snacks or something. I step out. And then I go get in the car and we're just sitting there and just kind of roll the windows down. It was nice weather. And I was working on writing some more letters. And this old lady comes and she opens up the back car door. And I was like, hi. She's like, oh, you're not who I thought you were. And I was like, can we help you find something? She's like, oh no, I'm supposed to be meeting so-and-so here. And then she just got to talking. We rolled down the windows. We just talked to her. We just talked and talked. I don't remember what her name was, but she was like, well, would you like to come over? This is my house right here. Would you like to come over for some tea? And I was like, that is the most beautiful Irish thing anybody has ever said to me. I would love to come to your house for tea, but we have to go to this destination. We're on a time limit. She's like, well, it's just a pleasure to meet you. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so in love with you. And that was she had the most beautiful Irish accent. I just loved it. And there was a lot of people named Kathleen. Those 3 people I met named Kathleen, hosts and tour guides. But they don't say it Kathleen. They say it Kathleen. Yeah. And that's where my name comes from. Caitlin.
Except you say it wrong, apparently.
Well, it's the Irish way to spell it. Kathleen. But that's awfully close to Caitlin, don't you think? It's the Anglo version of...
Kind of.
Kathleen.
Yours is like the oppressor English version.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah,
I agree, but it's the Irish spelling of it.
So you're an evil colonialist, and you've culturally appropriated their name.
Listen, you have to talk to my parents
and
about this.
distorted it to be pronounced wrong. Gotcha.
Anyways.
Caitlin is problematic. Hashtag
Why would you
Caitlin
say
problematic.
that? Why would you say that?
I don't know. I thought it was fun.
How did you like my Irish accent in there?
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
There you go.
That was solid.
If you're Irish, please tell me.
You would think I could do an Irish accent, considering because I watch. There's a YouTube channel.
McGregor's?
No.
Okay.
I don't care about him.
Oh, okay.
That's real fighting. I want the fake fighting.
Oh, he's MMA.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a YouTube channel called OSW, which is Old School Wrestling, and it's like these 3 Irish guys who just talk about old stuff, and it's very funny. And then there's also like a shocking amount of Irish wrestlers running around, like Finn Balor and Sheamus. And
you told me about them.
And Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
The one who's like, I was trying to get you to say the thing.
What?
But where I was like, I was trying to get you to say something Irishy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, I can't do accents like at all.
I'm okay at accents.
That's because you're an actress.
Thank you.
Of sorts.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I got.
And then what
else you got going on?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I watched it.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this show. It feels like there should be more
happening.
This is the last episode coming up.
This was a lot of character development, and it's really setting up Sam to be Captain America.
Yes. Also,
and that kid to be.
We will spoil everything on this, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So just a warning.
Yeah, and that kid to be the new Falcon because he's like keep the wings.
Oh yeah.
So
and he becomes Falcon in the comics.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay, he seems like a good Falcon.
Also, I'm pretty sure they have like, I think there was a leak of the toy for what Sam is going to look like as
really?
Captain America Falcon. Yeah.
Oh really? What'd you think?
It looked fine. It's red, white, and blue. It looks cool. Yeah.
Remember how my parents said no to the Black Panther on my nephew's wall?
Yes.
I'm going to buy all the Sam Captain America stuff and put it up.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like it's missing something.
I think it will all accumulate in this last. I mean, it has to.
It has to. If it doesn't,
there's only one more episode for sure.
That's what. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's only 6 episodes
total.
Yeah,
it seems like there should have been more that happened, but this episode was like only character development. That's it.
What I want to know is
there's a lot of ends to tie up in this last episode.
So did you watch the post credits? I assume.
Yeah, he had a little tiny shield. He had a BB shield.
Did he get vibranium, or has he just got a shield made out of regular metal?
It kind of looks like regular metal to me.
And he's going to get beat up real good because of that.
U.S. agent?
U.S. agent.
You think that's what he'll be?
Yeah.
I want to know who Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character was.
Contessa, she's like...
she like the Nick Fury of bad guys?
Yeah, kind of. At some point, she's been called Madam Hydra. There's also versions where it's like she used to date Nick Fury, and she was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and all kinds of stuff. There's so many versions of her that there's no telling what it'll actually be.
Well, I read somewhere that said she was supposed to get her debut in the Black Widow movie that's going to be coming out. So what happened there?
I guess they just moved it to this because Black Widow was supposed to come out forever ago.
Oh yeah, when's it coming out?
I think it might be next month. Cool. They're going to do the thing where it's going to be in theaters, and also you can pay $30 on Disney Plus.
I think I might just go see it in theaters. I don't know if there's a way for me to be socially distanced. Me and John to be like on aisles. Somewhere.
Just talk to the theater people. Be like, what's y'all's seating arrangement?
Yeah, what's the setup here?
Yeah. So that stuff's all. The COVID messed up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it did.
Threw off all the scheduling and things like that.
Well, that's really exciting. I'm excited to see how she comes into play. That's a new introduction. So this is 100% a Captain America. This is like we've talked about before. This is just a continuation of the Captain America movies. I mean, it just rolls right over into this. Yeah. Which is fine because I like the Captain America movies, but I loved WandaVision because I like the magic-y mystery stuff. So that's why I'm kind of excited about Loki. Because I think it's a magic-y mystery thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I guess Sam, is he going to get different wings now so he can still fly? Because he's still just a regular guy.
That's what I was wondering. And of course, he's not going to get the serum because it's like the serum's bad.
There is none, and he already said he wouldn't take it.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know. I was wondering that too. I was like, well, Sam's just a dude.
Yeah. He was doing like a montage of training, and I'm like, he's still just a guy, though.
Dude, though. I mean, John, what's his face, can still kick your booty.
Yeah, he can just punch you and launch you across the room, and then you're dead, like what happened to Battlestar.
Yeah, that was really sad. And this was a very like his talk with the guy, the older super soldier guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember his name.
Isaiah something.
Yeah, Isaiah. Whenever he's talking to him, that was really like I got a little emotional in that scene. It was very touching because it was like. They experimented on us, and even though I'm a super soldier, if I were to come out and say things like they locked me up so I wouldn't say anything, and he just is like, leave me dead, I don't want to come back out because they'll just come right back after me. Even though Sam's like, we can make this right, I have friends now, he's like, it doesn't matter, it's all still the same. And I was like, oh, that's really sad. That was a really emotional scene.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll get more from him.
I like him,
like a flashback or something.
I don't know.
Seems like we would, but
I don't think so.
But there's only one episode left.
There's too many. We have to find out who the power broker is.
Yeah.
We have to find out, and I'm pretty sure it's
Sharon.
Millie Van Camp. Yeah, Sharon.
We gotta find out why she was like, "Hey, guy, go hang out with the Flag Smashers."
Yeah, because she's a power broker.
And we got to deal with the Flag Smashers, and we got to deal with the U.S. agent / former Captain America guy. And
yeah,
there's like so many things.
And is Sam going to be Captain America? Who's Bucky going to be? Is he just going to continue to be? Or is he going to go? I wonder if he's going to go back to Wakanda. There's been a lot of Wakanda stuff, so.
Maybe so.
I don't know.
Or are the Wakandans done? They got Zemo, ran off.
Yeah, what's going to happen with that?
They said they're taking him to the Raft, which is the prison that they...
Sorry.
Good grief.
Sorry.
Which is that prison they have at the end of Civil War.
In the middle of the ocean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's hard to get out of that one.
But that's probably, there's a lot of rumors that they're going to be doing Thunderbolts, which is like bad guys. It's sort of like a Suicide Squad-ish thing where it's bad guys doing stuff.
But Zemo isn't all bad.
He's pretty bad, though.
Is he?
He's a pretty bad dude. Do you remember Civil War? He was being a pretty bad dude.
He was just like, I get where he's coming from, though. I get it. Same thing with Thanos. Like, remember I was talking about, like, I mean, I get it because the world sucks. So it's like, you know what? We're going to fix this problem without judgment of who you are, what your abilities are, anything. Just randomly, 50% of everything goes away and the world will be a better place.
But also...
You know who else thought that?
They call him the Mad Titan for a reason because he's crazy.
Yeah, but...
Because you know what he could do? He has his magical stones. He could just be like, hey, more food.
But you can't take away.
But he can create.
From what, though?
Oh.
I'm sure there's rules with it. But you can definitely take away.
I wouldn't know. One thing I'm glad about is that they've been kind of trying to show the state of the world with, like, people coming back.
Yeah.
I just want there to be one where they're like, somebody's, like, wife got dusted, and then, like, 3 years into it, they get remarried. And then, 2 years later, they're sitting there with a couple kids with this new wife. And then it's like, boom. Hey, the original wife is back. Ooh. That's going to be awkward.
Because that definitely happened, 100%.
Had to have.
Oh, for sure.
I just want to see that. Make a sitcom. There you go. You did.
There's your idea. Good job, Andrew.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
All I can think of is whenever Captain America was doing that session with the people. And it's like, how's your life going? I went on a date, made it till appetizers till I started crying.
How's it going? Bad.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. Anyways, but I get it. Their logic isn't just like, I want to be a crazy mastermind of whatever. It's like the universe sucks and we don't have enough resources. So this sucks, but we're just going to take care of this and just half of everything goes away. It doesn't matter. We're not saying the rich people stay. We're not saying the poor people stay. Half randomly. You can't get any more fair than that.
Not doing that would be a good start.
But then we burn ourselves into the ground, which is going to happen.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is. There's limited resources. And then Zemo, he's like, the serum like is a bad thing. Having super, you guys go around without consequence and you destroy without even though you're trying to do the good thing, you still kill people along the way, and you destroy, and I get it. I get it, and his wife and kid died.
But also he's kind of a bad dude. And how did he get so rich? Probably by exploiting people.
He was a baron. He came into it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Bad people.
Maybe.
He's a bad bloke. Just
Maybe
like Jim from The Office.
He was a part of the military. Military people don't make much money.
He makes a bunch of money.
But he inherited it.
Exactly. Like a bad person.
Yeah, but he didn't do the bad things.
He did a lot of bad things.
Debatable.
Not debatable. He's a villain for a reason. Because of all the murdering and scheming and such.
If scheming makes you a villain.
He exploded the king of Wakanda.
Yeah, that was bad.
And framed a different man for it.
That was very bad.
And also mind controlled that man to do stuff.
Those parts were bad.
Yes, like a villain does.
That was really bad.
He's a bad guy.
But I get his...
What is happening?
But I get his logic.
Why are you trying to defend this horrible villain? This is so weird. This is like...
Somebody posted, I think I told you this, it was like, who's a villain that you kind of get? And like some first comment was Thanos or something like that. And it's like, I was like, I get it. It's like, I kind of get it. He did bad things, yes. Zemo did bad things. Of course, Thanos did too.
There's a subreddit called like Thanos did nothing wrong or something. And I joined it because they were doing this gimmick where they were going to randomly ban half the sub.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then after like some amount of time, they started letting people back in.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So I joined it just so I could be like
Did potentially you get banned?
Yep, I got snapped.
You got blipped.
Yeah, I got a thing on it. It was like, congrats, you got snapped or whatever.
Congrats.
Yeah.
There's no congrats.
Or something like that.
I think one of my favorite moments of Marvel is still when they said something about Stephen Strange 4 or 5 years before the Doctor Strange movie came out. And I was like, didn't I tell you? We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it either last week. Yeah, last week because you watched those movies finally again.
And I was just like, holy cow. And he's not even a dude. I mean, he was, but he wasn't even like a part of the thing yet. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's one of those things they do because they have so much stuff they can pull from. They can throw in all kinds of weird Easter eggs.
Yes, they can. Anywho, that's it.
I knew that one when I saw it the first time.
Good for you, Andrew.
They should have Doctor Strange versus Doctor Strange because there's a Doctor Strange in DC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he's just a regular man. Oh. He's just a guy. He's like a mad scientist, basically, or doctor, whatever. He's not magic.
I saw a picture of Christian Bale. Before we recorded, I showed you this. For the new Thor, Love and Thunder. Is that right?
I think that's right.
The new Thor movie. He was like, it's where they're recording. What is it? Filming? It's where they're filming, and Christian Bale was on the beach and he had a nice shaved bald head, and it was very strange. But it's for
is that a strange thing for a person to have?
Well, for him, because he
has do you think it's weird for people to have a shaved head?
You know what? It's normal for you.
It's
odd for him.
Why would I have that? I'm only 22. My hair is fine.
Okay. Okay. But it just wasn't expecting it because Christian Bale has lovely locks. And I was like, you look like sick.
Thanks again.
You're not
also,
you. God, not you. Shut up.
Goodness. Yeah. Caitlin with the bald shaming.
My dad's bald.
I can't believe it's weird that you hate your dad, but
Is it?
It's pretty weird. Why would you say that?
Just kidding.
Why would you say that?
Just kidding. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there is anything. These last 2 weeks I watched so much, I guess, because there's like 1 week I watched all those Godzilla movies, then I watched a bunch of other stuff. I am reminded because I've been watching The Office again. Jim's bad guy. Karen did nothing wrong.
She did nothing
She
wrong.
is a wonderful person, and in fact, Pam was being kind of a bitch in that episode. They play that part like, can you believe Karen would say that? And it's like, what do you expect? If somebody comes over and tries to like very publicly is like, hey, other person's significant other, I want to do you. And I'm sad we're not doing it while you're doing the other one. And it's like,
that's kind of messed up.
You're being kind of a bitch there.
Yeah.
You're a bad person.
Yeah.
But
Karen Filippelli did nothing wrong. I agree with that.
Yeah, she's better off.
I do, since this is a continuation of last week, this is Child Abuse Awareness Month or whatever. I just want to drop something. This has nothing to do with our episode, but I just kind of want to make mention of another organization in Arkansas, which is really awesome. It's called CASA. I don't know if they have it in other states. It's Court Appointed Special Advocates, and they're volunteers. You go through training, and you speak up and advocate for abused and neglected children in courtroom and in other settings. There's a bunch of people. They're always needing volunteers. Basically, you're assigned to a child or children, and you're 100. You don't really have a legal role per se, but you're their friend, you're their support, you're their confidant, and you're there to advocate for them because children have trouble advocating for themselves. So you are 100% their advocate. In court, you can come forward and say, the child told me this, and I think in their best, I think this would be in their best interest. You are their advocate. And so it's a really, really awesome organization. And it helps support a child. So you can go to arkansascasa.net to find out more information, and to sign up to be a volunteer. They'll tell you about all the training. It doesn't cost you. So it's awesome program. That's it.
Yeah. Is there anything you're looking forward to as far as like to watch lately coming out soon?
No,
because I've got 2 things. I'm pretty excited.
Oh yeah.
We are very close to Mortal Kombat. And next month, guess what segment's coming back? How many Star Wars is? Because Bad Batch is coming out. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm pretty excited about those. Other than that, and getting my second shot, I don't know what I'm going to be up to for the next however long, week or 2.
I have a very busy
pretty hyped.
Weeks. I have a very, very busy couple weeks. It's Sunday. I don't want to go to work.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Just don't.
Okay. I did that Friday. I could not go to work. I was just crying all day Friday, so there was no way I could have functioned. But anyway, it was my day off Thursday, so that was a great way to spend my day off.
I bet.
Yeah. And I was supposed to go to therapy, but I called my therapist and was like, there's no way I can come in. I was like, I'm not going to be able to focus on anything. She said, I get it. Let's reschedule. She was really sweet.
I should hope so.
Yeah, she's great. I would think so. I love my therapist. She's wonderful.
Unless they have like therapists that treat you like they're like a football coach, like, get it together. You can stop crying. Why are you crying?
There's no crying in life.
Stop crying. If you don't stop crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Oh, you got?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there is anything worth talking about. If there was, I would have written it down probably, but I didn't.
Me too. So let's call that a wrap.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for... what?
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
Okay. You done?
You just keep going.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not going to say another word.
Okay.
Bye.
Guys, thanks so much for coming by. This has been Paint the Town Dead. I'm Caitlin. That's Andrew. We drop episodes every Tuesday. Be sure to catch us on Facebook at Paint the Town Dead. Catch us on Instagram, Paint the Town Dead, all one word. You can catch us on Twitter at PTTDpod, and you can email us at pttdpod@gmail.com. Please be sure to subscribe on anything you can, like anything you can, rate 5 stars anything you can, comment, share. Any and all interaction you have with us helps us out a lot, and we greatly appreciate it. Like I said, we drop episodes every Tuesday, unless I'm sick, unless I get called in, unless I miss a flight. It's all me, 100% me.
So far, so
nope,
true.
You said you weren't going to say anything. Shut
I lied. Like a criminal.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but again, this has been Paint the Town Dead. Look for our episodes next Tuesday, and we'll see you then, guys. Goodbye.
This is the last thing I'm saying.
Okay.